In July 2023, police arrive at a home after a disturbing tip. A man's life is in danger. His wife, Lindsay Shiver, is accused of plotting his murder. The evidence? A WhatsApp message sent to her lover with 2 words: kill him. Lindsay Shirley was born to her parents, Andy and Cecilia, on October 8, 1986, in Dorothy City, Alabama. She had 2 brothers, Brandon and Craig. Growing up in Alabama, Lindsay had a typical Southern girl childhood. Pageants were a huge part of the culture where Lindsay lived. Lindsay performed in beauty pageants all over the state. By the time Lindsay was 19, she was crowned Miss Houston County in Alabama, and was once runner-up for the National Peanut Festival, where she was adorned with a crown with a shiny peanut. With her glossy blonde hair and bright eyes, it was no surprise Lindsay was racking in the pageant awards. In 2006, Lindsay enrolled in Auburn University, a prestigious college in Alabama, where she studied elementary education with aspirations to become a teacher. Lindsay seemed to be on a promising path. During her time at Auburn University, Lindsay was popular and had many friends. As a member of the cheerleading team, she embodied the spirit of the Tigers, cheering on her beloved team. Lindsay loved attending exercise classes. It was at one of these exercise classes that Lindsay met Robert Shiver. Robert, a snapper for the Auburn Tigers football team, was known for his exceptional talent on the field. Initially, it seemed like a match made in heaven, the star football player and the head cheerleader. Their romance quickly blossomed, and before long, the two were spending every waking moment together. Robert Shiver, an aspiring athlete, had made a name for himself at Auburn, from his days as a walk-on to earning a 3-year scholarship and eventually being named team captain. He had accomplished great things. As his senior year approached, Robert's career was on the rise, and it seemed nothing could hinder his potential. Robert, driven by ambition and fueled by his financial success, decided to sign with the Atlanta Falcons as a free agent in 2010. After finishing school that same year, Lindsay and Robert became engaged and later married in 2011. To the outside world, the couple appeared to be the epitome of a picture-perfect life. They had 3 beautiful sons named Grayson, Landon, and Rhett. However, appearances can be deceiving. Robert's dream of becoming a professional football player came to a halt when he signed with the NFL's Atlanta Falcons. Although initially promising, his career took a turn for the worse when his contract was terminated. However, instead of wallowing in despair, Robert found success in the corporate world. He became the vice president of an insurance company, Senior Life, which earned him a substantial income. With Robert's thriving career, Lindsay was able to stay home and raise the couple's children. Their lavish lifestyle allowed them to indulge in the finest things in life. They belonged to country clubs, dined at prestigious restaurants, and traveled extensively, with the Bahamas being one of their favorite destinations. Robert's billionaire parents owned a home on a tropical island. In the realm of the wealthy and famous, Baker's Bay, Bahamas stands as an exclusive destination, attracting the elite with its luxurious private residences and opulent lifestyle. This island paradise, located off Abacoa, is renowned for its pristine beaches, tranquil waters, and VIP community. It is here where Robert and Lindsay, with their 3 sons in tow, would often escape to in their private jet. Robert and Lindsay's luxurious getaways would not have been possible without access to their private residence in the Bahamas and partial ownership of a private jet. This combination of resources gave them the freedom to shuttle their families to and from the island whenever they desired. With endless streams of money at their disposal, they enjoyed a life of luxury and privilege. Situated in Baker's Bay, Bahamas, the private residence owned by Robert's parents was a mere stone's throw away from the home of celebrities like Michael Jackson and Tom Brady. This exclusive island community is renowned for its high-profile residents, attracting the wealthy and famous from around the world. With its pristine beaches, turquoise waters, and lavish lifestyle, Baker's Bay truly serves as a paradise escape for those seeking privacy and exclusivity. Robert and Lindsay's frequent visits to Baker's Bay provided them with a perfect getaway from their busy lives. They could unwind amongst the tranquility of the natural surroundings, surrounded by like-minded individuals who shared their wealth and taste for the finer things. The family would often spend their days lounging by the pool, exploring the island, and enjoying the company of their fellow elite neighbors. The couple strived to maintain a perfect facade to the outside world. Robert and Lindsay portrayed themselves as a loving and happy family, enjoying their wealth and privilege. However, behind the smiles, dark clouds were brewing. Robert and Lindsay had been married for 10 years, but the spark in their relationship had seemingly faded. Lindsay, longing for a sense of adventure and excitement, found herself drawn to another man. His name was Terrence Bathel, a 28-year-old Bahamian. Their fateful meeting took place at Grabber's Bar and Grill, a hotspot located on Baker's Bay, the same island where the Shiver's vacation home was. According to a close friend of Lindsay's, she had grown bored and dissatisfied with her marriage to Robert. On the other hand, Terrence represented something different and exciting to her. He filled a void in her life that she had long been yearning for. Though he suspected his wife of cheating on him, Robert decided to take matters into his own hands. He hired a private investigator to follow Lindsay to Baker's Bay, Bahamas, and document her every move. The investigator's efforts paid off, as he obtained incriminating photographs of Lindsay and her boyfriend, Terrence, together. Armed with the evidence, Robert confronted Terrence, expressing his gratitude for him taking care of his wife in a rather sarcastic tone. With the proof of his wife's infidelity in his possession, Robert grew increasingly frustrated by the situation. He realized that he had to put an end to their marriage and protect himself from any further humiliation. On April 5, 2023, Robert filed for divorce from Lindsay. In his court filing, Robert cited Lindsay's extramarital affair as the catalyst behind his choice. According to Robert, the betrayal was the last straw, pushing him to end their union. He requested the court not give Lindsay any alimony, arguing that she was able-bodied and could work. Robert also claimed that Lindsay had a marketing degree from Auburn University, implying that she had the means to support herself. Robert's demands didn't end there. He also asked for primary custody of their sons and possession of their Thomasville, Georgia home, the furnishings inside, and the car. But Lindsay had her own plans. One day later, on April 6th, she filed her own divorce paperwork with the court. In her divorce filing, Lindsay outlined the severity of Robert's behavior, alleging that he had not only physically abused her, but also emotionally and mentally tormented her. She stressed the importance of protecting herself and her children from his harmful actions. Lindsay countered Robert's claims about alimony by stating that she had been a stay-at-home mom for so many years that her job opportunities had dwindled. Lindsay argued that she had sacrificed her career advancement for the sake of her family, and therefore Robert should be responsible for her debts beyond her means. In the midst of this ongoing legal battle, Robert alleged that Lindsay had engaged in an affair with Terrence Bathel. However, Lindsay was quick to defend herself, stating that her relationship with Terrence began only after she and Robert separated and was legally condoned by him. Despite a decade of marriage and 3 children, Lindsay and Robert's once amicable relationship had deteriorated beyond repair. Their divorce proceedings were marked by intense bitterness, and the couple continued to live together in Thomasville, North Carolina, even though their romantic and friendly ties had long since been severed. As their divorce proceedings unfolded, Lindsay and Robert's animosity reached new heights. Despite their shared commitment to their sons, there was seemingly no compromise or willingness to find common ground. Their divorce proceedings were characterized by a deep-seated animosity that made any attempt at reconciliation futile. On July 16, 2023, Lindsay called the police to report an alleged physical altercation between the pair. However, when officers arrived on the scene, a different story emerged. Lindsay claimed that Robert had refused to let her take the private jet to the Bahamas to see her boyfriend. Robert stated that Lindsay and her boyfriend had been planning a trip to Key West, while he intended to utilize the private jet to the Bahamas with their sons. However, Lindsay suddenly changed her mind and decided to board the plane with them. Instead of Key West, she informed Robert that she would visit her boyfriend in the Bahamas. As a responsible husband and father, Robert refused to succumb to Lindsay's demands. He firmly maintained that he would not allow her to use the jet to visit another man. This refusal further fueled Lindsay's rage, leading her to escalate the situation. The police officers witnessed the pettiness of their argument, and it served as a catalyst for what was to come. As the night progressed, Lindsay found herself consumed by thoughts of vengeance. Unable to contain her rage any longer, she contacted her boyfriend Terrence via WhatsApp. In a shocking turn of events, she sent a photo of her husband with the words, "Kill him." 4 days after the incident at the couple's home, Grabber's Bar and Grill in Baker's Bay, Bahamas, was robbed. The thieves entered the establishment armed with determination and a tactical plan. They cut the power cables and turned off the generators, effectively stopping the security camera footage from functioning. This strategic move ensured that their illicit activities would remain hidden. As the detectives began their investigation into the robbery, they noticed a certain pattern emerging. The thieves displayed an uncanny knowledge of Grabber's Bar and Grill's inner workings. They knew the exact location to cut the wires and turn off the generator, indicating that they had previously conducted thorough reconnaissance. This theory led them to conclude that the robbery was an inside job, with the thief or thieves being employed by the restaurant itself. Detectives questioned the staff and spoke to Terrence as part of their investigation. As they searched Terrence's phone, they discovered a startling piece of evidence, a WhatsApp message sent by his girlfriend, Lindsay, 4 days prior. In this message, Lindsay ominously wrote, "Kill him," a clear reference to her estranged husband, Robert. What started as a robbery investigation quickly turned into something much more sinister. According to the Bahamian police, Lindsay was allegedly involved in a plot to have Robert targeted and killed at his family's home in Baker's Bay. Robert, fearing for his life, immediately flew back to the United States with his 3 children. The allegation that Lindsay was plotting to have her husband killed is shocking and disturbing, to say the least. If these allegations are true, it would mean that Lindsay was planning to have her husband killed in front of or near their 3 children. This chilling thought is beyond belief, especially coming from a mother. However, it is important to remember that all parties in this case are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. On July 21st, Lindsay, Terrence, and Farron were arrested and taken to Nassau. The same attorney represented all 3 and has pleaded not guilty. In the aftermath of the arrests, Lindsay Shiver found herself incarcerated at the infamous Fox Hill prison in Nassau, the capital of the Bahamas. This prison, often referred to as unfit for humanity, houses not only general offenders, but also maximum security risks, including serial killers. Shockingly, reports over the years have revealed numerous issues within the prison walls. Overcrowding, maggot infestations, rats, bed sores, and a lack of outdoor time are just a few of the problems that have plagued Fox Hill. The lack of basic amenities, such as toilet paper, adds to the inhumane conditions faced by the inmates. Now, put yourself in the shoes of Lindsay Shiver, a woman who was used to living a life of luxury and privilege. Lindsay, a former beauty pageant contestant, found herself suddenly confined to a bleak and desolate environment. Having become accustomed to her private jet and several bathroom mini-mansions, the idea of using a bucket in place of a toilet must have been a truly shocking experience for her. How do you think Lindsay Shiver felt about the conditions at Fox Hill? Was she able to maintain her composure and adapt to her new surroundings? It's impossible to really know what Lindsay's thoughts might be, but it's evident that being placed in a prison with such deplorable conditions would be challenging for anyone. Despite her privileged background, she would undoubtedly find the living conditions at Fox Hill to be a far cry from what she was accustomed to. On August 9th, 2023, Lindsay Shiver was released from Fox Hill Prison after posting a $100,000 bail. Her boyfriend, Terrence, and the other accused co-conspirator, Farron, were also granted bail, set at $20,000 each. As part of her release conditions, Lindsay Shiver was required to wear an ankle monitor, check in at local police departments 3 times a week, and adhere to a curfew. These measures were put in place to ensure her compliance with the court's orders. Lindsay was required to hand over her passport to the United States Embassy, which effectively restricted her movements. She was also ordered to remain in the Bahamas until her next court date, scheduled for October 5th, 2023. Upon her release, Lindsay spoke to the New York Post for an interview. Despite the severity of the situation, she expressed her struggle, saying, "It's been really rough." However, she declined to provide further details, citing the ongoing legal proceedings. During the October hearing, Lindsay's attorneys requested the judge to expedite the legal proceedings of her case, hoping to bring a swift resolution. However, the hearing was postponed until December, as the prosecution stated they had still not completed the voluntary bill of indictment. In December 2023, Lindsay pleaded with the judge to allow her to return to the United States to spend Christmas with her children in Alabama. Recognizing the emotional toll this situation had taken on the entire family, the judge ultimately relented. However, there were strict conditions attached to Lindsay's release. The judge ordered that Lindsay wear an ankle monitor at all times. This measure ensured that her movements were closely monitored, ensuring her compliance with the terms of her release. Additionally, she was not allowed to leave Alabama, except for any divorce or custody proceedings in Georgia. These restrictions were intended to protect her estranged husband, Robert, and to maintain the integrity of the ongoing legal proceedings. Despite the initial restrictions, the judge did grant Lindsay a small measure of freedom. She was allowed to remain in the United States until her March 2024 trial. This concession provided some relief to Lindsay. Robert, on the other hand, sought to prevent Lindsay's return to the United States. He expressed his concerns to the judge, stating that he took the indictment seriously and was genuinely concerned about his safety. His fears were understandable, considering the serious nature of the charges leveled against Lindsay. Given the serious nature of the crimes against Lindsay, he had every right to be worried. The indictment against Lindsay was serious and painted a dark picture of her intentions. What do you think about Robert's fears? Were they justified? However, Lindsay's attorneys vehemently denied her involvement in any wrongdoing. He argued that the evidence presented in court proved her innocence. According to him, Lindsay was an innocent victim, falsely accused and unfairly targeted by Robert. With a trial on the horizon, the anticipation surrounding this case was palpable. As proceedings continued, the public awaited the outcome, eagerly following the latest developments. In January 2024, Lindsay alleged Robert was withholding access to their 3 sons. This claim sparked outrage and concern among Lindsay's family members and loved ones. Lindsay's attorney stated that she had not been allowed contact with her children since she FaceTimed them at Christmas. To add insult to injury, Lindsay's attorneys alleged that Robert had cut her off from her financial resources. With limited access to money, Lindsay found herself in a vulnerable position, according to Lindsay's attorney. As the days passed, the trial loomed on the horizon. Lindsay's trial was scheduled to start on March 6, 2024, but fate had other plans. A judge in the Bahamas made the surprising decision to delay the trial until the summer. However, even this delay proved insufficient, as the trial was rescheduled yet again, this time to March 2025. While on bail and living in the United States, Lindsay appeared on Inside Edition and Good Morning America. These public appearances caught the attention of the judge in the Bahamas, who described them as a spit in the face of justice. This blatant disregard for the legal proceedings enraged the judge, who ordered Lindsay to return to the Bahamas and to Fox Hill Prison. The judge also revoked Lindsay's bond. She was accused of violating her bail conditions by moving from her designated address at her parents' house in Alabama without approval. Robert, now seemingly free from the clutches of death, has found solace in the arms of reality television star Savannah Chrisley. Savannah Chrisley is an American reality television star and entrepreneur. She rose to fame at a young age with her family on the hit reality show Chrisley Knows Best. The show follows the lives of Savannah, her brother Chase Chrisley, and their parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley. In a recent interview with People magazine, Savannah described her relationship with Robert as great and revealed that everything between them was awesome. Savannah's own family has been no stranger to legal troubles. Her parents, Todd and Julia Chrisley, were once convicted and imprisoned for bank and tax fraud. The couple went public with their relationship in November 2023, sharing intimate moments on Instagram. With their newfound love, Robert Shivers and Savannah Chrisley appear to be living happily ever after. As the case continues to unfold, only time will tell what fate awaits those involved.